of knowledge, right? You need the barest bit of knowledge, and a knowledge that we pretty much all have. Like we know that the fucking Indians got a raw deal. You know what I mean? You know that. You know there are residential schools. You know there are reserves. That's enough. That's enough there. Beyond that, because we can see people in terms of categories, or we can still choose to see people as fucking individuals. So on a one-to-one basis, it's like, go hang out with somebody, or get to know someone of a different color, and just come at them as a human being, and let them teach you about what it means to be them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I'm saying, like, I've had interactions in my life, say in the field of construction, where it's like, I know there's a dude who probably harbors some fucking racist attitudes, and at some point he's probably been like, oh, that fucking packy, the fucking Hindus are stealing all our jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
But on the day-to-day, we interact pretty well, and we laugh, and we get along as human beings. But I've had interactions in academia with people who are very fucking woke that feel condescending and unnatural and almost kind of more weird and racist than that sort of natural down at the ground type of interaction. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I mean, I think the long and the short of it is just be fucking normal.
Yeah,
be nice.
But here's the problem, right? Is so when you have a person like RobinD'Angelo saying, you're racist, this is why, you're probably always going to be that way, then people are scrambling to, because they don't give a shit about actually whether they're racist or not. They want to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be seen to be...
and ultimately the company is doing something to assuage their shareholder concerns.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
get some cultural cachet.
Yeah, exactly. But really what this is all about, or what it needs to be all about, is, and again, I hate using the term because I use it, it seems like it's overused, but the systemic racism.
Yeah.
So when, movements like Black Lives Matter...
The what racism?
Systemic.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
See, that's that lingo. That's that lingo. It's creeping into our language.
Yeah, but at the same time, that to me has always been a valid one, because you basically have to examine the history of North America, right here, right? Like this land that we occupy, and the history of slavery.
Yeah.
So we talked about this before, right? Our relationship, or no relationship, lack of relationship with indigenous population in North America. They came, they took and then tried to wipe out the local population. And
that's a broad stroke.
That's a very broad
There's
stroke.
a lot more variety at the local levels.
But regardless, but when it comes to the black population of America and Canada, in general, nobody asked to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very valid point to be able to say, look, we're here, so now it's time to level the playing field. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't matter. I saw a video on YouTube by a cop, okay? So he got pulled over by white cops. Mm-hmm. He's not in his department or jurisdiction, but he's driving home. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as he got pulled over, he started taping it, right? And basically, they were like, why are you going this way? Because he said, this is where I live. But he even showed them his badge. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, first of all, I don't even think they believed he was a cop. Mm-hmm. But they eventually let him go. And then the rest of the video is just him just going, see, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Yeah. And he goes, police or no police, I thought, well, I'm probably going to die, or I could easily die. And it's that kind of thing that is finally being addressed. And and bear in mind, it's a huge threat, right? It's a massive threat to many institutions.
It's an inconvenience. That's for sure.
Well,
It's an inconvenience.
for them, nah, it goes a lot deeper than that, right?
What do you think? No. Now we need to have some sort of
Well, when you start to
racial hiring at our upper levels.
no, what I'm talking about when I'm saying how it's a threat, when you start talking about defunding police departments. So every white person that I've talked to, when you talk about that, like, so could you imagine that? Let's try and imagine it, and they're like, I can't, like, and they're saying shit like, if some junkie or crackhead, because that's how they always start it. It's like, well, why does every criminal have to be an addict? They're like, yeah, some junkie or crackhead tries to fucking rob me. Who am I supposed to call?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's it's so ingrained in us that if anything at all goes wrong, or and especially if you're a white person, I'm being threatened. I feel my life is in danger. That's who I call. I call the police.
Well, that's a fucking good thing. That's a good thing in Canada. We've outsourced the legal capability to do violence to one organization rather than everybody can fucking do what they will to protect themselves. Like, I'm strapped up, but I can't shoot anyone who comes into my house.
Well, apparently you can.
No, you cannot. You can only use equal amount of force.
Well, and a cop actually told me once. They said if somebody breaks in, then this is a cop, not a lawyer.
Yeah.
They said, by the way, if anybody does break in your house and you're gonna shoot them, fucking kill them, because if you don't, big problems.
You're gonna have to prove that you are at risk of dying.
Yes.
Right.
But regardless, whenever you start talking about like what most people consider to be radical ideas, which is defund the police.
I'm not gonna go back. This is not a fucking white thing. I was just at a barbecue on the weekend with a bunch of fucking rich and hoity-toity Punjabs. These are my people. Everyone's rocking Bentleys and fancy cars, and they got fucking multiple houses, and we're talking about this same fucking language, man. Talking about junkies and crackheads. It's not a fucking racial thing. It's a fucking class thing. I'm telling you, it is. It is. It's not a white thing. It's like rich brown people feel large part the same way that fucking rich white people do.
But if you're poor, or if you've ever been poor,
well, then you're a crackhead. So the funny thing is,
right. I was a drunk.
The funny thing is, most of the time, the people I'm talking to don't know that I was a crackhead.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, which is always fun. Sometimes you want to.
I do tell them. I tell most everybody I meet. Not about me, about you. By the way, he's a crackhead.
But I think I have an idea though.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Oh, good.
I have an idea to do this. Remember a couple shows ago I was talking about fucking Limp Meat Singh or whatever the fuck his name is.
Jugmeat Singh.
Yeah, whatever. I've been trying to get a hold of him.
Oh, you
He
have?
hasn't responded to my fucking challenge. Apparently, he was at the fucking haberdashery one day or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. He's getting a hat made. Some shit like that. I got a fucking trainer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to fucking go.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steven Seagal. He's fucking training me.
But is he going to show you that secret technique?
Yeah. But before that, I mean, fucking Jagmeat or whatever the fuck his name is. Fucking, he's my MP. I had a suggestion.
Yeah.
To deal with this racism thing, and this class thing, and it's fucking draft. We need a fucking draft.
Bring back the draft?
I say we bring back the draft. I say we bring back a national work program.
What?
You're 17 years old.
Yeah.
You go in 2 years. We sort of do a randomized distribution of people, regardless of age, race, ethnicity, class, whatever. Doesn't matter what area code you live in. You're going somewhere, and it's random. You might be going to fucking Nunavut.
What?
And you're there with another group of randomized people, and you guys are out there doing hard shit for 2 years. I think it's a fucking brilliant. What do you think? What do you think?
There's a lot of
many ways. Like, I mean, I've heard this said many times. Like, once you get into the nitty gritty and to the ground level of, say, the military, it's not a super racist. It's a fairly egalitarian organization.
Well, the UK for up until not that long ago had national service.
Yeah.
Right. So that was like everybody of a certain age had to do their military
Yeah.
service for however long, and that was the end of that. They never had that here in Canada,
Mhm.
which I'm surprised because
Mhm.
they had it in. It's the Brits did it. Normally Canada would follow. But the people that I know from other countries
Mhm.
who have national service,
Like Scandinavian countries had it.
all say nothing but good things about it.
Yeah.
Like these are people who've had to do it.
Yeah.
And me being me, I'm like, well, aren't you pissed, man, that somebody is forcing you to like go and fight unjust wars and they're like, well, not really. It was actually I was pretty young and I got to travel and they paid me and then I got trained and afterwards I became a paramedic and I'm like. I'm still trying to, get them riled up, and they're like, no, it was a good thing.
But it doesn't have to. It could be about wars, but it could also be about fucking building infrastructure in different parts of the country.
A lot of it was,
Yeah.
A lot of it was just inside their own nations, right?
I'm just saying, if you get a group of people from different socioeconomic classes, and different races, and they're together, all being treated the same, doing something fucking hard, you will see those fucking artificial divisions.
But here's what I guarantee is that you would not have people of different socioeconomic backgrounds
Randomized.
if they had.
Randomized.
They wouldn't.
Randomized.
Because the rich fuckers would find a way to get out of it.
That's what I'm saying. I think this idea.
Donald fucking Shinsplints.
This idea, it could get some traction.
Yeah, well, so
that's how.
I'll tell you what.
There's only one way to defeat racism.
Uh-huh.
Canadian nationalism. National socialism.
Why is there an American flag in the middle of the maple leaf?
It's like the sweet, juicy, candy-coated center.
Oh yeah, actually that really sums it up.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Yeah, it probably goes into what we'll talk about next about the Mengzhou way.
Canada, sponsored by America.
Yeah.
Well, it actually, yeah. I mean, hey, do you mind arresting this person who's done nothing to you?
When we take a break here, we'll talk about it. Just give a shout out to our.
No, when we come back, we're talking about Jordan Peterson.
Okay, we'll talk about Jordan. But just a word from our sponsor, Uncle Tom's Rice.
Oh.
God, harsh.
Yeah, so he's like, he's one of those guys that's very, he's a skinny ass, kind of greasy looking guy.
He's smarmy.
But he talks a lot about macho shit, which is to me, I don't get it.
He talks about character and virtue.
So he talks about, being strong, being a man, being a leader, he's got his 12 rules.
Do you have his rules there? Could you read?
I do.
Okay, what are... And I will preface this with saying that, like, I don't think any of this is bad advice. Is it a panacea for your life? No. But, I mean, it's hard to take umbrage with any of these things.
Well, there's his rules.
Let's hear.
Okay, rule number 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back.
Hard to do when you're on benzos.
Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping.
I would not give my dog or my wife benzos.
Make friends with people who want the best for you.
A doctor who prescribes you that many benzos does not want the best for you.
Yeah, but it seems like it at the time. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today.
Well, he could have been doing it. Like, I'm more ripped today than I was yesterday.
Yeah, but just that sentence alone sounds like he was on fucking benzos when he wrote it.
No, I think that's a good sentence. I do that at the gym all the time. I mean, because everyone there is just huge and yoked, and if I look at them, I'm just going to be sad. So I just compare myself to me yesterday.
Yeah, that's okay. Do not let your children. This is one that kills me. This is not possible to do. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. That's not possible.
There's only one solution for that. Kill your child.
Yeah, pretty much. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Coming from this fucking guy.
You know what? That's but what he's saying is taper tamp down your hateration a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
You
what is he saying?
He's saying,
keep your own side of the street clean.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't cast stone when we live in a glass house. And we all live in glass houses.
Even though he does that every time he opens his mouth. Number 7, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Number 8, tell the truth, or at least don't lie.
Yeah.
Huh? Am I missing something here?
Be honest, it's good. It's the foundation of most religions.
Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't.
Humility. Not bad.
And in general, I always assume that other people know more than me. Except when I'm listening to him.
Ooh.
Okay, and number 10, be precise in your speech. Number 11. This doesn't even make fucking sense. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding.
What he's saying is let kids do what kids do. Play. Encourage play.
And pet a cat when you encounter one on the street.
Well, I can't abide by that because cats are the fucking worst. Jordan Peterson, go suck a Russian dick. Fuck you.
Well,
but no, not really.
So the deal is, but here's what pisses me off. Those are his rules.
Yeah.
But here's what pisses me off, right? Is basically that 3, 4. Where's the rest of it? Where does it start?
I think Glenn forgot to take his clonazepam.
Oh yeah, here we go. So what happened? Michaela Peterson, that's the daughter, the crazy meat-eating daughter, said her dad.
Can I just ask you one thing first, though?
Yeah.
Is she hot?
No, not particularly.
Okay, as a man, I usually need to know that.
That's good. That's if we're not. If you're not trying to be racist, you're trying to be sexist.
Okay, Jordan Peterson's rules. Be honest. Honestly, anytime you mention any woman, that's the first thing I think is she hot.
Well, I know. So yeah, she said of her father, who is a controversial University of Toronto psychologist and author, is struggling with a severe dependence, not addiction, dependence. They make it very clear throughout all these quotes. It's a dependence. I'm not an addict. I'm not a stinking, filthy, in the fucking gutter.
I think you're adding that.
Well, that's what he's basically saying.
You're adding that context there.
I have a dependence.
He's saying he has a chemical dependency.
Yes. You're a fucking addict, Jordan.
No. I don't know if he's mad.
Popular benzos are Xanax and Valium. The article's based solely
on... call them Xannies.
Yeah.
Or bars.
Bars. Yeah. The article's based solely on Michaela's account, outline a number of extreme circumstances and medical reactions that supposedly led Peterson to seek detox treatment in Russia. Now, she is an advocate, here we go, of the dubious meat-only lion diet. He was prescribed a low dose of benzos in response to an autoimmune reaction to food. Have you ever heard of that?
Could happen.
Could happen?
Of what I can't, of that which I can't speak about, I won't speak about. So I don't know. I'll just take his word for it.
Was he eating live fucking scorpions?
I don't know.
How do you know?
I think if you have an autoimmune reaction to food, that means that God is telling you not to live anymore.
Yes. So, anyways, the piece does not specify how that is different from an allergy, but whatever.
I'm very interested in the dosage.
So, anyways, her dad's dose increased when her mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer last April, and he developed a physical dependence on it.
So it's a tough time. It makes sense that if you're going through a tough time and you have benzos, the likelihood is you'll take more because they'll blunt that. They'll numb that.
Absolutely. And that part, all this is just being human, right? That's normal. But it's coming from a guy that is, looks down on, basically has said on a number of occasions that if you have any kind of addiction to drugs or alcohol, you're weak.
I don't think he said that.
I
think you're reading that into it. I think that what he has suggested is that many problems that you have can can be overcome through the application of things like virtue, courage, standing up straight,
Well,
quote unquote,
Mr.
But it doesn't seem to be what he's done here.
No, because Mr. Courage and Virtue and Strength and all that other crap that he spouts had to go to Russia because you know what they do in Russia for detox? They because the Russians they're light years ahead of us. They put you in a medically induced coma.
Well, this is not.
So,
it's not. I mean, you can laugh, but this is something that can be done here. It's been done for opiate addiction in the past, where they put you in a medically induced coma and put naltrexone through your body.
So this pussy couldn't hack the withdrawals. So it said, "Oh man, just put me out. So put me out, and then it'll all be over."
So I don't know about Jordan Peterson's specific situation, what detoxes he went to. But I absolutely...
His daughter says that everywhere he went in North America, the medical profession tried to kill him.
So that absolutely makes no
sense. I don't really blame him.
That's patently false. I mean, how many people... I know many, many, many people who have been detoxed off of benzodiazepines in institutions and at home. In Canada.
Yes, I know.
You can get off benzos if you want to. But at a medical detox, it might take a while.
Yeah.
They'll do it slow because they don't want to fucking kill you.
So let me see. Wait. Let me just see here. You made a very good point. Yeah. It takes some time. Yeah. And it takes a little patience and some effort.
It takes some guts.
Oh, here we go. Rule number 7. Pursue what's meaningful, not what is expedient. Yeah? Rest my case.
JP's my boy, but I mean, there's some things I like about him. He's a Jungian, right? He's a Jungian. I like that because that's bucking sort of the modern scientism that we have going on. But a lot of what being a Jungian has to do with grappling with the darkness, with the shadow. And I think that if you're taking benzos,
you're not
as a means to dealing with your psychic pain or confronting a sense of meaninglessness maybe because you're going to lose a partner. Yeah. It's like that doesn't seem to be running with a Jungian ethos.
No, it's not.
But I'm not here to hate on Jordan Peterson. I don't know. I know
I want that to be made quite clear. That's exactly why I'm here. So Michaela said her dad sought treatment in Russia in January. Oh, first of all, I'll go back here. I don't even know what this is. I think they're just making shit up now. Michaela said her dad's dose increased when her mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer last April, and he developed a physical dependence on it. She said he developed a side effect called akathisia, a restless movement disorder that left him suicidal. According to Michaela, her father nearly died several times while bouncing around North American hospitals and being given more medications. He almost died from what the medical system did to him in the West, Michaela said. The doctors here aren't influenced. She's talking about Russia. The doctors in Russia aren't influenced by the pharmaceutical companies. No, they're just influenced by fucking money.
Like KGB pharma.
Yeah.
They just shot him full of fucking Decadrol and fucking testosterone. Just got him all jacked up and manly again.
So, yeah, she's making no friends in the medical community here. The doctors here aren't influenced by pharmaceutical companies, don't believe in treating symptoms caused by medications by adding in more medications, and they have the guts to medically detox someone from benzodiazepines. Russia is known for having tough drug laws, scarce resources for recovery, and a cold turkey approach to treatment that includes the banning of methadone as a drug substitution. I haven't seen a lot of that and haven't done much personally, although that's starting to change a bit. There are a few points to consider. I love this. Peterson's PhD thesis was on male alcoholic sons of male alcoholics. Men and their issues was an early obsession, obviously. Recently, I reviewed his this is from another guy who's talking about him.
What's the guy's name?
This guy is Michael Barnard, and he's a chief strategist at TFIE Strategy Inc. He answered this on what do you call it? Quora?
Yeah.
Yeah. So his PhD thesis was on male alcoholic sons of male alcoholic. Think his old man was a drunk? I bet you. Because he could only create a fucking whiny little skinny ass bitch
I think
him.
this is just your fucking white guilt. Fucking now,
No, fuck that.
you're lashing out at other people.
He's a dick. Okay,
I'm so confused about someone who was a clinical psychologist,
yes,
a clinician, an experienced clinician, just appeared so ignorant as to the effects of these sort of like very, very, very common drugs. Like, I know this fucking shit. He didn't. I don't know what happened. It sounds like he may have had some like significant psychomotor complications later on, which could happen possibly, and maybe he had complications, side effects to other drugs. I have no fucking clue. It sounds more complicated than what we laid out.
Why? Honestly, why? Like, there are so many. If you have money, and he has lots of money, because
them speaking engagements. That's what we're hoping to get.
Speaking well, and not just that, on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
All the fucking crazy incels and all the Gamergate fucking whack jobs living in their mom's basement. They donate huge money to his YouTube through his Patreon.
Well, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
If they're making their beds and cleaning their rooms,
mm-hmm.
their moms will say it was well worth supporting Jordan Peterson's Patreon.
Yeah, until they... yeah, okay. Until they mow somebody, like 100 people down on the sidewalks while driving a van. Mostly women, I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's good.
That happened once.
Yeah. So, yeah, but, it's this whole thing is just like, it's typical. It's the hypocrisy of him, slinking off to a place that would put him in a medically induced coma. I'm sure he asked, probably while he was here, he asked lots of doctors, just do this. Put me out so I don't have to suffer. And they probably went, no, because we don't need to. That's kind of dangerous.
Also, it's expensive. And our Medicare or medical system can facilitate.
And this is what...
But you can pay for it. I mean, you can pay for a rapid opiate detox out of pocket.
And this is what I don't understand. If you got the money, we have some seriously cushy-ass spa hotel-like treatment centers, even here in Canada.
It's fairly remarkable to me that I'm in Canada. I'm thinking about it now that maybe something sort of like esoteric as this is a rapid benzo detox. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe it can't be facilitated. But the United States.
Yeah, if you got money, come on. You would think they'd be doing it.
There has to be someone, a private surgical center, that'd be willing to do this.
But either way, I don't have an update on how Jordy is, because we're tight, so I can call him.
Yeah.
How he's doing in Russia, and whether or not, maybe he's over there for a different reason. Maybe he's not even detoxing.
No?
Yeah. Maybe he is, he's over there in the secret fucking...
he's in a penthouse with Edward Snowden.
Trump and Steven Seagal.
You're not anti-Russia. You're not an anti-Russia guy, are you?
No.
What do you think about this fucking Russia hate? Or just making Russia a punchline?
Yeah. It's just, that's all it is. It's making Russia a punchline. Yeah. Russia's making themselves a punchline. Because you know why? Because you got a guy like fucking Putin in charge. Yeah. And he's just an oligarch and a fucking narcissist. And but the thing is,
by all accounts, it was a lot worse before he came along. It was the fucking Wild West.
Are we to go down that argument and say, before Hitler came along?
He's a strong man.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people... So,
You know, China was in shambles before Mao came along.
Yeah, and they're doing so much better now.
They are. They're doing great. They can push around low-level powers like Canada with fucking impunity.
Oh yes, and don't they? So I just want to say this. I'm wishing Jordan Peterson all the best. I hope you get better soon. Thoughts and prayers.
Oh god, did you say thoughts and prayers? That means you really want him to die.
No, not at all. Yeah, seriously, he does. Obviously, he's a dirty, filthy gutter addict. So yeah, it's serious, and I hope it gets better.
I'll
save my seat in the meeting.
My
Can you imagine that?
My thoughts and prayers to JP. JP, I just want to say, you can't run away from anxiety. There's only way to overcome it, and that is to walk into it. Anxiety is a natural part of the human condition. We're squishy, delicate things that can be squished, crushed at any moment. It makes sense to be scared. So embrace that. Walk into the shadow. That's the only place where you're going to find a resolution.
And the other thing I want to say is...
Benzos are evil. They were made by Nazis.
Suck it up, Buttercup. I hope you're suffering. More importantly, another one of our favorite subjects here on the program, the guy we all love to hate. And speaking of like a punchline,
what'd you call him? Donnie Shingles? Donnie Shin Splints. Donnie Shin Splints is pretty good.
Because but it was both.
Who cares? Shin Splints sounds way better.
Do you have any self-respect?
Who?
Yeah. No, I can't. I have shin splints.
Dude,
do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I wouldn't.
I got respect. I disagree with much of what he had to say and how he voted on so many things, but a guy like McCain, Senator McCain, was fucking POW, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hold on. But
this guy is like serious fucking tough guy.
Yeah, but if you went to Vietnam, to kill people, in retrospect, we know it was an unjust bullshit.
Well, it was a cluster.
Isn't Trump more morally pure? I mean, I would have dodged that draft in a second.
No, there's a difference between. There's a difference between Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, changed his name to Muhammad Ali, and saying, I'm not going to go fight your war because, basically this is what you do. You send, young black men off as cannon fodder. I'm not going to fucking do it.
To go kill colored people on their places.
Yeah, who I have nothing against. Yeah. There's a difference between that, that is, that's pretty righteous, what Ali did. And Trump going, oh, fuck, I don't want to die. No, here's some money. Don't make me go. I'm scared. I'm going to pee myself.
I guess if we do a more utilitarian calculus, Cassius Clay came home. He only gave CTE to a couple people, banging their skulls, so he didn't cause too much pain by not going. And Donald Trump probably impoverished him anymore.
Yeah. So, but really, I just want to take a moment. Mm-hmm. As I said, we're very lucky to be where we are during COVID-19.
Which apparently is still a thing. Glen just told me COVID-19 is still a thing.
You don't believe it's actually happening.
I believe that it exists. Yes. What it is, we still don't know, and I think you're coming around to my didn't come from a fucking meat market.
But here's the deal.
But where it came from doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And what does matter is...
Although it does matter.
America, they were kind of the last, right? So we already saw it. We saw what was going on in Italy and Spain. And we read about everything in China. And there was cruise ships with people who were stuck on them, quarantined.
People being cemented and chained into their houses and China reportedly.
Yeah, all this shit.
Yeah.
So, and then Bonehead is like anybody else. Pardon me. And there was plenty of people around Donald Trump saying, "This is coming. We need to do something." You know what I mean? It's like lock the fucking door. And he was, "No, it's not."
Well, he did lock the door. That was the first thing they did. They locked the door in 2016.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, yeah, lots of people warned him, and he refused to do anything about it. Now I don't know. I'm always back and forth with Donnie. I'm halfway between. Is he really clever? Like in the fact that, well, I don't want the economy to shut down because I personally will lose lots of money from all my companies that I'm supposed to be already divest of, but I'm not.
And also to appease the real stakeholders.
Yeah, and all the people I fucking owe money to. And so I'm gonna pretend to be this bumbling idiot, or is he just crazy and stupid and doesn't give a shit?
I don't know. Maybe they've made a calculation that a certain amount of lives is acceptable.
I can't figure the guy out. So, U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday told thousands, not millions, as Don likes to think, turn up for his events. Thousands of cheering supporters he had asked U.S. officials I remember seeing this, to slow down testing for the novel coronavirus, calling it a double-edged sword that led to more cases being discovered. Yes, that tends to happen. You fucking test people, chances are you're going to find sick people.
Well, I mean, that was a strategy I would use sometimes when I was like just deeply fucking just hooked on dope, just greasy. I would just pretend that I had the flu and that I wasn't a drug addict, and somehow that made it better.
Sure, yeah. And maybe that's what he's doing. Yeah. I don't know. Trump said the United States had now tested 25 million people, far more than other countries. When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people and more cases. So I said to my people, slow down the testing, please. Is he fucking crazy? Or, and that was at a campaign rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was the same rally where, like, I don't know, 10 people on his staff all tested positive for COVID.
So I think with the Trump thing now, they're gearing up. They're tooling up for election season. They're going to pick a narrative here, and the narrative they pick is the fucking crazy one. I read. My wife was reading me a link that there's yet another individual in running for Congress who's endorsed some of that fucking QAnon shit.
Oh, right.
There's another dude saying that fucking Beyonce is actually not really black. She's a fake black Illuminati that's passing secret satanic messages. This is another person running for Congress. And these are the people that they're surrounded with. They're going to run on this fucking conspiracy, paranoid, fucking nationalistic agenda, and they're just going to hope to hold the base and probably disenfranchise enough people that they can fucking maintain the shit. Or just fucking nullify the election. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Maybe it's better to let this shit get worse, because then you can fucking cancel the election.
Well, and maybe that's what he's going for. But, you know...
Or if there's enough unrest, it's like, well, we can't have the election now, guys. It's not safe.
Trump said his actions in blocking travelers from China and Europe had helped save hundreds of thousands of lives. But he said the radical fake news media had not given him credit for doing what he called a phenomenal job responding to the outbreak. Okay, now this next bit would actually be funny if it wasn't so fucking crazy. And my condolences, before I read this any further, my condolences to the family. But, holy crap. A Florida teenager who died of complications from COVID-19 attending a large church party without a mask just a few weeks earlier, then took unproven drugs touted by U.S. President Donald Trump before her parents brought her to a hospital according to a newly released medical examiner's report. Carson Lee Davis, 17, died on June 23rd after a lifetime of battling various medical and a rare autoimmune disorder that contributed to her death, according to the Miami-Dade County Medical Examiner's Office. The girl was the youngest person to die of the coronavirus in her county at the time, and her death triggered an outpouring of sympathy and prayers for her family. The United States has done far more testing than any other nation by far. So this poor girl, who struggled all her life with all kinds of shit, compromised immune system, all this shit, is attending a church fucking rally or whatever it was, where nobody was wearing masks, and she had taken probably the chloroquine or whatever the hell it was.
Hydroxychloroquine?
Yeah, hydroxychloroquine. Because of this fucking crazy bastard.
We don't know that.
We do know that. But, well, come on. It's Florida. So, really, do I need to say more? So, basically, he has done the worst possible job out of every nation on the face of the planet dealing with COVID-19.
We do have in South America today.
Yeah.
That Bolsonaro.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah. Who's equally as crazy.
Yes, he's more crazy. More crazy, more violent, more dangerous. Has been diagnosed with coronavirus. As of today.
Yeah. Ain't karma a bitch.
But if that's the company you're keeping,
yes.
Brazil, in its present state, doesn't bode well for the United States. But I will contend that I don't think it would have been much better any other way either. I don't think the U.S. has a lot of decentralized power, and I don't necessarily know if their structure would allow for the type of response that this pandemic may have required.
Yeah, but the amount of people that they have in America who are like, you can't tell me what to do.
Well, I mean,
do you know what I mean?
But that's an issue.
Who does that?
That's an issue of meaning, though. Maybe I don't want to live my life. It can't be free.
The building's on fire. Get on the ladder. The fire department's here. No, you can't fucking tell me what to do. You can burn to death.
And that's okay because
freedom, baby.
And it's okay if you die.
Really?
Okay. I mean, they're Americans. They're righteous.
Let me ask you. Do you honestly think? So I'm very impressed that Canada was able to keep the borders closed.
And they're still closed to the U.S.
Yeah. But I'm very impressed that we did that. Because I'm surprised Trump didn't just go, we'll just get the military up there. We'll fucking open the borders.
In a unique... Well, I mean, he doesn't want the borders open, obviously, because...
Yeah.
That's part of their...
But why
his platform is that everything that's bad is coming from outside.
Yeah, not so much.
No, but that's the spin he's going to have. In a unique piece of irony, Mexico has closed the border to the U.S. along
Gotta
Arizona.
love it. Yeah.
You know what, USA? I fucking hate you, but I fucking love you. You make all the best things. You got the best music. You got the best athletes. Your culture is shit, but it's so delicious. And it's sad. It's just sad seeing what's happening right now. Look, you guys are fucking juicy caramel core. And you're rotting.
Yeah.
And you're rotting. I mean, like, I don't want to put a fucking Chinese flag in there. Fuck no.
But I do. So, you know.
I know.
Boy, I gotta tell you, it's been a lot of fun this week. And once again, my apologies to Jordan Peterson's family.
You hear those kids in the background?
Yes, I do. What's the deal?
I mean, we keep kids locked in the basement here.
Well, next time, can we sedate them before we start taping?
I'll call Jordan Peterson.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by and inviting us into your brain, into your ear, through your earbuds or whatever the hell you're using. So you can catch Wallace Hartley Presents the podcast with Harj and Glen, or Glen and Harj. I'm not sure because I think it changes.
Well, if we can go Glen Harj because it's GH.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You can catch the podcast Wallace Hartley on Spotify, on Podbean. You can check us out and actually see our smiling, handsome, kind faces on YouTube. But really, the YouTube thing is just the podcast. Only you see us sitting in chairs talking to each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for listening. Please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow us if you're watching on Spotify and Podbean. Tell your friends.
Comment.
Comment.
Insults and flames. I've never been involved in a flame war. I want to get involved in some sort of virtual altercation.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Eventually, when we actually have more than 4 listeners, we're going to have guests.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you want to be a guest on this program and you have something to say, get in touch.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You can get in touch with us through Podbean or YouTube, and we'll have you as a guest. Yeah.
And let me sing. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
So, wait.
And
I'm training. Me and fucking Steven Seagal. This shit's gonna be vicious.
Steven Seagal. Okay. Okay. Thanks for stopping by. You guys are awesome. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. And remember, folks, don't be a dick. Ooh, beauty.